as a fisherman, how do I have access to it, to what you've just presented?
You will be able to download this application on the App Store for iPhones and on the Play Store if you are Android user.
Okay, good, thank you. Any other questions?
How accurate is the identification, and what happens if the fish isn't quite facing you directly, if it's kind of turned over or you only see one side of it?
Regarding to AI of identification, AR, regarding to augmented reality, it's pretty accurate. Like I will reckon it's around 99% with the new Apple ARKit framework, and you can just simply point on the fish. It doesn't matter which angle is it. It can be like it can be rotated like that or like that. Doesn't matter. It will anyway. It will recognize the real size in centimeters. What about
in artificial intelligence? There are some complications which it gets like around maximum 60%. Maybe go up to 80, it depends on how much you train your model. But that's why we also provide 3 different types of fish in case if that one wasn't really right. And you can select one of them and to like allow to increase percent.
What's the threshold in accuracy where you identify it?
Around 80% you can get in trained model, in very good trained model.
Was it you? I thought it was Craig.
You go first.
So, when you catch fish and they're moving around, how hard is it to measure them? Like if there's still quite a lot of movement on the fish, is that going to cause?
Like a proper picture. I mean, like if you're covering properly and proper solutions, then it will just get a proper information about it. It all depends like how picture will get.
So during when you capturing the current session of camera, it taking screenshots every time. So those screenshots are going to send to the server, and if it's just failed, if it's like was quite dizzy, it will recapture it in next session. So it's like every second or even more often.
So if you can catch a reasonably unblurred photo, it'll be okay.
Yeah. Capturing going to be done every second, or it can be predefined in the app.
All right, so Apple knows exactly what you caught as well.
Hey, you mentioned it a bit, but could you talk a little bit more about kind of the market, who you'd put this to, and then also how would you fund it, the commercial application?
Yep. So our current market is recreational fishers, because for now, my father also came to New Zealand. I'm originally from another country, and he had a problem with identifying what's the fish he caught, and that's I can see that many fishers here, they come here and they sometimes violate the rules by not knowing that, especially the tourists. So this application will really help reduce the amount of violated laws. And you can actually, if the more people will use it, the more statistics you can get and on how much fish actually is caught for the recreational purposes.
Okay, is there one more question?
Yeah, you touch on a good element there. I'm a fisheries biologist. What we want to know is how much is being caught, and that is it's a political problem in New Zealand. So, how is the hook? When I'm a fisherman as well, so if I'm going to use something that is going to provide information, I also want to get something. And for some of your market, the new people, the new tourists, the foreigners who come, it will be good. But for the people who is here already, who's been fishing for a long time, we had this issue in other countries on how you hook them to this. One of the potential expansions on your idea is to have an issue of safety on it. Yep. Have a panic button, have something that you could, for example, get in touch with Coast Guard if you get in trouble. So there is a hook for people to embrace a technology that may tell the government where you've been and how much you fished, which is something that no fisherman will ever be happy to share. Yeah, so that is just an expansion, or think, you have think outside the box excellently so far. Think how other ways you can get people to hook it. Because if you're telling them that you know statistics on how much it's going to, where they're fishing, etc., chances are they may not be into it.
All right. Thank you for that, Francesco. I think we're going to call it today there. Thank you very much, team. Very well done.